NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing on Fox is presented by Quaker State. The power to reduce friction. Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR, proud sponsor of the Bud Pull Award, given to the fastest qualifier at each Nextel Cup race. Today's Bud Pull goes to Ryan Newman. 3 for 6. Wow, 50% pole winning average since 1979. Anheuser-Busch has put more than $8 million into the Pole Award program. Our grid will crawl across the bottom of the screen as these cars crawl around the half-mile Bristol Motor Speedway, and we're just about a lap and a half to green.
I mean, we've got a unique pit road situation here. We have 2 pit roads, but they use it like one. You enter here in turn 2, you have to go all the way around on the apron here, and you exit in turn 1, and that makes it like one pit road, 30 miles per hour. A unique situation is of our 4 of our top 5 qualifiers picked all over the place. Ryan Newman, who sat on the pole, he picked right here. Greg Biffle, who qualified 3rd, he picked over here in turn 4. Casey Kane, who qualified 5th, he picked here in turn 2, and then Jeff Gordon, who sat on the outside pole, he picked right here in turn 3. So we've got 4 of our top 5 qualifiers all over the place to try to have that opening.
Darrell Waltrip joins us. Darrell, what gets you so excited about this place, other than the big billboard out back, a grandstand in your name, and being the track's all-time winner?
Well, there's 160,000 people here, Mike. I'm worried about 42. That's all I got to worry about. I don't even know these other 160,000 are here, but this is a great, I mean, it's so much ambiance here.
Oh, you'll know. Can you hear the crowd from the car?
Yeah, I'd say that Kurt Busch, Jeff Gordon, the late Dale Earnhardt, me, we've all heard them at one time or another.
500 laps. We're ready to go. We hope you're ready to go.
DW, 500 laps, like Mike said. Please, half-mile racetrack, reach up there 2 or 3 times here. Pull those belts tight one more time.
Yeah, I want to get all my fans out there, get everybody on their feet. I want y'all to help me send these boys off. Let's all give them a big old sound here. What you say, 1, 2, 3, boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing, boys.
Jeff Gordon in the 24 car, he's exactly what he wanted to do there. He wanted to fall back in behind Ryan Newman in the 12 car. They want to run right around the bottom, especially with those first tires.
Boy, Jeff got a little squirrely there in the middle of 1 or in 3 and 4. Still a little twitchy, Jeff is.
A good clean start. The one car who's up on the outside, Tony Stewart. And he's not looking for the bottom. He's looking to get past Elliott Sadler.
But right now, he's losing ground, Mike. He has Kevin Harvick in the 29 car behind him. I think these guys right now would like to get to the bottom. Tony Stewart in the 20 finally finds a place on the bottom of the racetrack.
What you normally try to do is work a deal with the guy that's starting on the inside to let you in. But Kevin Harvick didn't work a deal, I can tell you that.
And after yesterday, Kevin Harvick has few friends. He has at least one fewer, David Stremme.
The greatest sound in the world when you're in that position that Kevin Harvick in is when the spotter says, clear low.
And the worst sound in the world is when that guy running last says, the leader is coming. That happens in about 9 or 10 laps.
Yeah, I mean, we've run 4 laps right now, and Ryan Newman is over a half a lap ahead of the cars at the back. See, Joe Ruttman in the 09 car looks like he's headed to pit road, as well as Andy Hillenberg in the 80 car.
Ruttman is off the track, and Hillenberg in the triplet for Congress Ford is heading for his pit.
This racetrack, you saw in our weather graphic, 80 degrees. It's a full concrete racetrack. The entire surface is concrete. And 36 degrees of banking in the corner. That's more banking than Talladega. 16 degrees on the straightaway. That's more banking than a lot of racetracks have in the corner.
But you know the worst part about all that is? The straightaway is 650 feet long. That's how long you got to rest. That's about a second and a half.
You can take a breath at least.
That's about it.
Kirk Shelmerdine pulls down to the track apron and around to the front stretch pits as he's lapped by Ryan Newman. And Jeff Green, that AOL number 30, is the car that cannot get to the bottom. Kurt Busch goes past on the inside. Oh, and Green had the bottom and slipped up the racetrack.
Whoa, trouble over there. Oh, hang on to her, Ricky. Ricky Rudd in the 21 car and the 30 car there of Sauter just about caused the big one.
I'm sorry, Johnny Sauter, not Jeff Green. That was last year. See how Bristol gets you all confused up?
You're already dizzy.
I know. Greg Biffle slipped up. Jamie McMurray's after him. This is for 5th place. Biffle got high on the racetrack. McMurray's going to make the pass.
Yeah, about a lap ago, he got real high off turn 2, and he had to get completely out of the throttle. He lost 2 positions to Rusty Wallace and Casey Kane, and now he'd like to fall back in line, and he will in front of Jamie McMurray in the 42 car.
Yeah, Biffle had an awesome Busch car yesterday, led most of the race, and then got messed up on pit strategy, but his car looks pretty good today as well.
Right now, Ryan Newman, our leader, has up to about a 3/4 of a second lead as we got a challenge for second place. Rusty Wallace in the 2. Jeff Gordon saw he caught him. Go on by me. I'm not going to fight you. But there what'll happen, you build that lead up right there, you catch the back of the field, and you lose that lead. It's so hard to pass here.
Jeff Gordon's car is dog meat. I'm telling you, he's bobbing and weaving. He's not getting through the turns well at all. He's losing positions. He's got problems.
He was not very happy with his car yesterday in final practice either.
Well, the saga continues.
Casey Kane has gone to 3rd. That relegates Gordon to 4th. Steve?
Well, Mike, to follow up on what DW just said about Jeff Gordon, Robbie Loomis, the crew chief, said that the car was really good in turns 3 and 4, but they've been fighting a tight race car in turns 1 and 2 all weekend, but Jeff has not said anything since the race started.
Let's go to the 8th place battle, where Elliott Sadler's been trying to battle along there with Brendan Gaughan.
You can't key them. Mike, you just can't say anything. You can't give your crew any much direction right now because you're so busy.
Last week's winner versus last year's winner here, and last fall's winner here, Kurt Busch, tracking Jimmy Johnson.
It's a battle for 11th.
Kurt's trying to be patient. Give him credit for that. He's had a couple opportunities to dive in under Jimmy, but he hadn't taken them yet.
Jeffrey Bodine started the Lucas Oil, number 98, and now he is down to the track apron and headed behind the wall. Bodine's start here will get him a place in the Nextel All-Star race at Charlotte in May.
We almost have that. We're about 2 laps away from having the conveyor belt of race cars all the way around this half-mile racetrack.
Johnny Sauter took Dale Jr. to the inside coming down the front straightaway, and then Sauter made room. Jr. opened up the door. Sterling Marlin went by. Kevin Harvick says hi, how are you, to the left rear quarter panel of Sauter's car, and now Harvick's trying to work his way through.
And that's teammates right there.
I was going to say, and the last guy that was driving that 30 car lost his job for complaining about that.
42 coming with you, 1 back. Just be smooth, you'll drive away from him.
Jamie McMurray passed Jeff Gordon. Gordon continuing to back up a bit. Kevin Harvick still trying to look for a way by Johnny Sauter.
There's a conveyor belt. Solid cars all the way around this racetrack.
And it'll be that way until we have enough cautions to eliminate about 8 or 10 of these cars. Then you'll see some good solid racing.
Jeff Gordon from 2nd back to 6th now, Steve.
And Mike, he has spoken. He said the race car is wicked loose. Robbie Loomis said, hang with it, it's going to get better. Jeff just said it's not getting better, it's getting worse.
I'll attest to that. He's got his hands full.
On the leaders, here's Matt.
Small change before the race for Colson and Ryan Newman. His car still a little tight in the center of the corner. Meanwhile, his teammate Rusty Wallace trying to break that long winless streak, closing in on the 12 car. His car awesome, running about a 10th a second a lap better. And also their 3rd teammate Brendan Gaughan in the 77, top 10. His car a little on the loose side, but good.
Rusty put so much effort into that race. They built a brand new race car. They came up here and tested for 2 days. He'd love to break that losing streak right here at a place he has 9 wins.
And they made some more changes to that over-the-wall crew.
They continue to do that till they find what they're looking for.
Yeah, Rusty's car is definitely better than Ryan's right now. The 12 is not as good as the 2 right now.
They are
But
fixing
so far,
against lap traffic.
Ryan Newman has led every lap until this one as Wallace drops underneath in turn 3. New leader, Rusty Wallace. You're watching NASCAR Nextel Cup Racing on Fox, presented by Quaker State. .36 laps at Bristol. Rusty Wallace passed Greg Biffle. Then put the move under outside pole sitter Jeff Gordon. And then took on the pole sitter, his Penske teammate, Ryan Newman. Rusty goes to the top of the leaderboard, leading our Dodge front runners. Dodge in the first 4 spots. Wallace, Newman, Kane, and McMurray.
And you might want to check this. That's 38 laps since we dropped the green, and no caution.
I think they all watched yesterday's race. which had a thrilling finish, if you saw it here on Fox, with I would say 2 hits and a payback in the last 4 laps, and then finally a caution flag at the end. They froze the field, some of it melted, and the checkered flag waved.
And could you say tension will build as the day goes along?
Long line at the Oval Office after yesterday.
Oh, there was. What a mess.
Rusty Wallace trying to put Kevin LePage down a lap. Kevin's back in 35th position. Of course, this is the home track for Morgan McClure, but it's taken Rusty about 5 to 6 laps to try to get by Kevin, and he's going to go down swinging.
The 30 car there has gotten shoved up to the outside, and he's doing everything he can to get him a groove up there. He's actually doing a pretty decent job. It's not real easy sledding up there right now, but he's been able to maintain pretty well.
That's Johnny Sauter. He qualified back in 10th position, and he slid back to 23rd. He's one of the few cars that continues to go backwards right now.
Yeah, he's wicked loose too. I mean, that thing is all over the place. It jumps sideways with him just about every turn.
And Darrell, as I talked to so many crew chiefs this morning, you know, it's always been the fact of trying to get a neutral race car, not too loose, not pushing. But it's almost like with this grippier tire, with the shorter rear spoiler, that band that you walk on to try to get that neutral car has narrowed up substantially. It's easy to keep jumping the fence back and forth.
Yeah, and you see that black car there with the red numbers on it, the 42 car, Jamie McMurray. He is closing in quickly on Casey Kane in the 9 and Ryan Newman in the 12. He's been coming at a pretty high rate of speed.
Go ahead.
Newman's car seems to have fallen off over the last 15 laps.
The car is, it just does, that's what they do. They can make it go really, 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 really fast for a couple of laps, but it's getting it to stay consistent.
What I was going to say about Jamie McMurray's car and the 42 car, this is actually a backup car, but it's a backup car that was unloaded right after inspection on Friday. NASCAR confiscated his race car because it did not meet some of the body measurements. So they took the race car. They had to unload this one in practice and qualified. And Jeannie, how about Casey Kane? Little old kid is coming on.
Yeah, how about Casey Kane? His string of 3 top 5s in his first 4 career starts makes him the first driver to accomplish the feat in more than 40 years of NASCAR racing. That is impressive. But what the kid, you know, has top of mind right now is he's never competed at Bristol in a Cup car. I mentioned pre-race, it was very much on his mind. He said quite a few times on the radio that the car is a little tight in and off, and his crew chief keeps reminding him, it will go away, you will be all right. Dick?
Greg Biffle is pitting off the 4th corner. His crew chief, Doug Richard, is making no attempt to talk to the crew. He's communicating them with a sign board. It is so incredibly loud here. The sound from the exhaust just bounces off the grandstand, and these guys just can't hear each other at all. They have heard their driver, however, who has dropped from 3rd to 5th, say on the radio that his car is loose, way loose.
When I used to work the pits here, I would ask the question to the crew chief or the driver with the microphone so the folks at home would hear it, but I would show him the question written on a notepad because I knew he couldn't hear me.
Well, and where Greg Biffle and that group is pitting right here off of turn 4, there's no wall to block the noise there, so that even magnifies it.
Rusty Wallace, 2 seconds out in front of Casey Kane in the Food City 500 at Bristol. We've been caution-free through the first 50 laps.